Hey guys, this is a Ragman task guide for special offer. For this task, we do have to find in raid and hand over 5 specific items, which are going to be Sanitar's bag, Tagilla's AVS plate carrier, Bird Eye's chest rig and backpack, and Knight's CPC plate carrier. So just to go in order of the items listed, then we will start with Shoreline. And in order to get Sanitar's bag, then you will have to find him in a raid at one of his 3 potential spawn locations that I do have circled on the map. And these are going to be the Health Resort, the Pier, and also at the Cottages area. Now, Sanitar is not necessarily a difficult boss. He is actually one of the more easy bosses, and most of the time his guards are usually what end up being more of an issue than he is. But the main issue is actually the Shoreline map itself. Since it is so damn big and his spawns are so spread out, finding him alive has actually a major RNG factor, which is going to be based on your spawn and which potential spawn that you do go and check first, as well as the spawn of other PMCs. However, just know that for this task, you don't actually have to be the one to eliminate him yourself. You just end up needing his bag found in raid. So there is still a chance that even if somebody else beats you to him, that you could still end up getting the bag if they did leave it behind. Or also, if you are fighting Sanitar, sometimes when you do end up doing some damage, then he will end up going into a corner and popping some stims like a meth head, and he will actually overdose himself, which again won't matter other than robbing you of some potential experience or landing the kill shot on him. But basically, like I said, all you need is the bag found in raid. And I do or will shortly have a detailed guide up for Sanitar, so I will link that in the description of this video when I do have it completed. That way, if you guys did want some more information like weapons and also ammo that I recommend to hunt him with, as well as some more details on his spawn locations, then you will be able to check it out. And now onto Tagilla's plate carrier. Obviously, this will require you to head into factory and peel it off Tagilla himself, unless there is an event where he is spawning elsewhere also. But because of the size of factory, then you should anticipate running into Tagilla anywhere on the map, but usually you can hear him screaming like a madman as he does get visuals and aggroes onto PMCs. But if he's not aggroed, then you can usually hear his heavy breathing when you do get relatively close to him. As well as him just making some psychotic grunting noises and just generally being loud, but you will essentially hear him on the map if he is there. But again, remember that you do not necessarily have to be the one to kill him. You just need the armored tack rig, which can be left behind by players if they didn't end up bringing in a backpack, or they may just be the type of player to remove the plates and leave the rig itself, which, by the way, I do recommend that you do yourself before you do hand the item over to Ragman for the task, as you can definitely hand the rig over without the plates in it, so you may as well keep the plates for yourself and then repair them as long as they aren't too torched, and then that way then you can place them in another rig and use it in a future raid. And then lastly, the final 3 items are going to be found on the Goons, and I do have a very in-depth guide to the Goons that I did recently complete, so that is on my channel, and I will link that below in the description. So honestly, I'm not going to go into that much detail on this video just to keep it more so concise. But basically, the Goons do rotate to 4 different maps, being Custom, Shoreline, Woods, and Lighthouse. So if you are searching for them, then how you do give yourself the best chance of running into them is by using a Goon Tracker website to see where they have recently been spawning. And I personally tend to use the Tarkov PAL website, but it is not a bad idea to cross-reference with another one like Tarkov Goon Tracker or tarkovbot.eu just in case of false reports. And another tip is that because you will need to grab Bird Eye's backpack, rig, and also Knight's armored rig, then I do recommend that you bring in something the size of a trooper backpack or larger. That way you can toss all these items into your bag in the same raid and get out. Or what I actually recommend that you do is that you can toss your own rig and then wear Bird Eye's LBCR and then throw the backpack and Knight's rig into your backpack and then leave ASAP. Or if you did bring in your own armored tack rig, then you can just insurance fraud that and then you can wear Knight's CPC plate carrier and then just put Bird Eye's LBCR in your bag instead and then just get out ASAP again. It's basically going to be whatever works for you in that current raid. Just remember that Bird Eye's backpack is a completely useless 2x7 grid, so it is only going to be useful in order to bring out guns or attachments from guns. In terms of storage for rigs and armor, it just basically doesn't work, so that's the reason why I'm recommending a larger bag. And I'm also not really sure why BSG did want us to bring them 2 items from Bird Eye and none from Big Pipe for this task. I guess that they ended up just saying, nah, don't worry about Big Pipe and his dumbass bandana, which again is fine. However, it's not like you're going to be able to just ignore Big Pipe, because essentially if you're the one that ends up killing either one of the other 2 goons, then Big Pipe is going to rush you like a madman. So either way, you're going to have to kill him unless somebody else has been the one to kill them all. And then I guess you can just ignore him and not have to loot his body. But again, just so you guys know, you do not have to be the ones to eliminate these guys. You just have to retrieve the gear found in raid and then pass it in. And just like with Tagilla's armored tag rig, again with Knight's CPC plate carrier, I do recommend that you remove the plates to keep for yourself before handing it over to Ragman. just so that you can repair these plates and then potentially use them in a different rig in the future. And again, if you guys do want a more in-depth guide for the goons, then I do have that on my channel, which again, I will have it linked down below. So anyways, hopefully you guys have found this guide useful and it does help you to complete this task. Thank you guys so much for choosing my guide to watch on this, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day.